Welcome to Trout Towns, the show where I take you to some of the best towns across America for trout fishing. Each episode, we'll travel to a new town to fish two specific trout streams, from freestone to limestone to tailwater and everything in between. We'll also highlight some of the great American history as well as architecture illustrated by the towns which we visit. All that and more today on Trout Towns. On this episode of Trout Towns, we're in Manchester, Vermont, your home base for fly fishing one of the most historically significant wild trout streams in the eastern United States, as well as exploring the Green Mountain National Forest, high-quality tributary streams. Our first stop on this trip will be to the Battenkill River. Steeped in fly fishing lore and American fly fishing history, this large-sized freestone trout stream still produces the wild browns and native brook trout for which it's been made famous for the past few hundred years. Next up, we'll check out one of the Battenkill River's premier medium-sized freestone tributary streams, all surrounded by the scenic grandeur of Green Mountain National Forest. While in town, we'll then explore Manchester's rich historical past. Dating back to the American colonial period, this sheep grazing, agricultural, and natural resource harvesting community eventually evolved into a 19th century first-class vacation destination and ultimately became the home of Orvis, America's premier fly fishing company. We'll also highlight some of Manchester's well-maintained historic architecture, with styles ranging from Greek and colonial revival to federal. This town has the quintessential New England Main Street surrounded by majestic, mountainous terrain. Please join me today as we fish, explore, and embrace our very next trout town in Manchester, Vermont. Manchester is a town in and one of two shire towns or county seats of Bennington County, Vermont. Manchester Village, an incorporated village, and Manchester Center are settlement centers within the broader town. Manchester is located in north-central Bennington County, lying between the Green Mountains to the east and the Taconic Range to the west. Equinox Mountain, the highest summit in the Taconics with an elevation of 3,850 feet, is in the western part of town. Manchester is drained by the Battenkill River, Lye Brook, Munson Brook, Bromley Brook, and Bourne Brook. Over the years, Manchester has become a tourist destination, offering visitors factory outlet stores as well as many locally owned businesses and restaurants. Also, its close proximity to the Green Mountain National Forests and Taconic Mountains entice the intrepid hikers and adventurous fly fishers. Historically, Manchester was one of several chartered in 1761 by Benning Wentworth, colonial governor of New Hampshire. It was his custom to name new towns after prominent English aristocrats of the day, hoping that they may adopt a patronly interest in their namesakes. Wentworth named Manchester after Robert Montague, 3rd Duke of Manchester. First settled in 1764, the town was laid out in 1784. This land was better suited for grazing than tillage, so by the mid-1800s, thousands of sheep roamed the pastures and the hillsides. In the area, settlement was slow until after the American Revolutionary War, when the area received an influx of settlers, as Vermont temporarily became the fastest-growing U.S. state. Between 1812 and 1819, Manchester was made famous by the Bourne-Colvin case, called America's first wrongful conviction murder case, the subject of several books, and is still studied today. Through the middle of the 19th century, Manchester was primarily a crossroads village and the site of several taverns and inns. The village's first inn was built in 1769 on the property that is now the site of the Equinox House. In its early years, Manchester's primary resources included wool, marble, and timber. Maple sugar became a common product by the mid-19th century and steadily gained importance through the second half of the 19th century. However, by the late 19th century, dairy farming took its place in Manchester's agricultural history. As agricultural trends changed and materials became less abundant, Manchester's commercial activities focused less on natural resources and agriculture and more on tourism. By around the year 1850, and even more so following the Civil War, the town was established as a first-class vacation destination and affluent resort area, offering diverse activities throughout the 4 seasons. The first marble sidewalk, a still treasured historic feature, was laid in 1850, and by 1890, 4 miles of marble sidewalks adorned the entire village. With the arrival of railroads from industrialized centers like New York City, this brought tourists drawn by Manchester's historic architecture and beautiful setting among the mountains. Orvis is a family-owned retail and mail-order business specializing in high-end fly fishing, hunting, and sporting goods. Founded in Manchester in 1856 by Charles F. Orvis to sell fishing tackle, this is the oldest mail-order retailer in the entire United States. Today, the American Museum of Fly Fishing resides in Manchester, right across from the Orvis flagship store and the Orvis Fly Fishing School. Although perhaps not as rich in tradition as some of the Catskills rivers, the Battenkill is an important part of our angling legacy.
This is where Charles Orvis developed his famous wooden rods and ventilated fly reel. The river also inspired his daughter, Mary Orvis Marbury, to compile the first standardized recipes of fly patterns in the United States in 1892. Finally, Lee Wolfe, John Atherton, and Hoagie Carmichael all lived on the river during parts of the 20th century. Transitioning from fly fishing to winter sports, Jake Burton Carpenter, founder of Burton Snowboards, perfected snowboard design in his garage in Manchester. The company operated out of Manchester until 1992, when it relocated to Burlington. Boo. Nearby Stratton Mountain was among the first ski resorts to allow snowboarding. The last specific piece of history we'd like to highlight in Manchester is Hildene, the summer home of Robert Todd Lincoln and Mary Lincoln. This mansion is in the Georgian Revival style and was completed in 1905, located southwest of Manchester Center. Robert Lincoln, the only child of President Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln to survive into adulthood, served as Secretary of War to Presidents Garfield and Arthur, was appointed minister or ambassador to Great Britain during the administration of President Benjamin Harrison, and later became general counsel and then president of the Pullman Company. Now, with that brief history provided, let's go give the Battenkill River the old college try.
All right, so we just got out here to the world famous, historically significant Battenkill River. So we're about 15 or 20 minutes south of Manchester, Vermont. We're actually very close to the New York state border. This is the biggest of this is the biggest that the Battenkill is going to look if you're in Vermont. And essentially for today, we're just going to be running and gunning. There's a number of different public access areas we're going to try. And yeah, we're just gonna pretty much work our way back toward Manchester, fishing a couple sections and just seeing what happens. It is the middle of the day. I don't think I'm gonna see fish rise for a while, so we are gonna start out at least with some nymphing. I have on I don't want to say tan stonefly nymph and a hare's ear, and that's what we're gonna start with and see what happens. So let me get out here and see if we can get on some fish. Just got a fish. I don't think it's too big, but it is a fish. We will certainly take it. Oh, he's running. I think it's just a small wild brown. Or is that a brook? Ooh, that's a brook. That's a good looking brook. Got him. All right, dude, that's a sick, like 8-inch native brook trout. That warms our heart. Let's get the hook at him and take a look at him. All right, so pretty healthy, probably 8-inch native brook trout. Let's get him right out of here. That's a beaut. That's a beaut. All right, so we just finally got on the board with a native brook trout, probably about 7-8 inches. Beautiful, historic, presumably historic, covered bridge. It's real nice. Just got a fish. Not sure what it is yet. Feels okay. Doesn't feel huge, but it feels pretty good. Taking a little bit of drag. Not a huge fish. We will certainly take it. Not sure if he hit. We have a black woolly bugger on and a weird looking nymph that I don't know the name of. So it hit one of those. It's fighting a little bit. Definitely not a big fish, but certainly fighting. Oh, he's pulling a little drag. Not a bad little fish, not terrible. Looks like a little wild brown.
We'll take it. Hit the black woolly bugger. Just a little guy. All right, so let's get the hook out of him. Take a freaking look at him. That's awesome. Probably about a 8-inch wild brown. Not bad, not bad. All right, so this isn't the 20-inch brown we're looking for, but we will certainly take any fish we can get. A nice, plump, healthy, probably 8 or 9-inch brown trout. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. All right, so we were unsuccessfully nymphing over in this corner pocket. I was just throwing out a little teeny tiny olive colored woolly bugger with a orange indicator, and what do you know, a fish came up and slapped the orange indicator. So we're gonna toss a dry out here, see what happens. Just a little BWO. It is quite cloudy, so I figured BWO might be okay. But yeah, he went right after the indicator, so sometimes you can get them to hit a dry if they do that, not always. Ooh, that was right in the strike zone. Let me try a couple more times, see what happens. And, ooh, got him. Got him. Oh, he's pulling some drag. Okay. He's pulling some drag. Not a huge fish, but not teeny tiny either. Ooh. Yeah, this feels okay. Hit the BWO. I think this is probably like a 9-inch fish. Nothing crazy. But he is pulling some drag. That's great. I don't know if it's a brownie or a brookie, but it is a fish. And that's good. So hopefully we don't lose him like a loser. Yeah, this seems like a medium-sized fish. Not small, not big. Oh, probably a brown. Probably a brown. Can't really see him. Well, that's a pretty good brown. That's not bad. That's a pretty good brown. Oh, got him. All right, so that's a solid, dude, that's like a solid 10, 11-inch wild brown. Wow, that's wonderful. So let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. That's a great fish. So although there are genuinely 20-inch plus fish in the Battenkill River, wild browns, we're very happy with this. And by we, I just mean myself, no one's here. This is a solid like 11-inch, 10, 11-inch, maybe 12-inch wild brown. We're gonna get him right out of here. Beautiful fish, beautiful fish. Got a fish. Not as big as the last one, more medium size. Last one was pretty good. Hit the BWO. They're loving this BWO in the middle of the day. That's great. Yeah, he's probably about 6, 7 inches, nothing crazy. Putting up a nice fight. Putting up a nice fight. Water is freezing cold. It's about 75 degrees out right now. Right now. I know they say on the Battenkill nowadays there's more big wild browns, you know, the 18, 20 inchers, but not as many small wild browns. I will say, you know, I've definitely seen some medium-sized, oh, nice wild brown. Let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. Just got a fish. I don't think it's very big, but we will take it. We'll certainly take it. Today, olive colored woolly bugger. Yeah, it feels on the small side. We'll see if it's a brown or a brookie. I hope it's a brookie, actually. Hold on. Hold on, bud, hold on. It's about a 6, 7-inch brown. Ooh, all right, so let's get the hook at him. Take a freaking look at him. That's great. Another solid little wild brown. Actually, this isn't that small. This is probably like 7, 8 inches. Not bad. Nice colors, nice colors. Let's get him right out of here. All right, so we made a quick move upstream. I think this is probably the furthest upstream we're probably going to be able to fish. We're maybe a mile or two below Manchester. The water, as you can see, is much smaller in here, more like a creek than a river, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. So we're gonna start nymphing, maybe do some dry fly fishing and see what happens. Just got a fish, hit the dry fly. Seems like kind of like a medium-sized brookie? Brownie? Oh, that's a small wild brown. That's what we like to see here. That's great. Let's get him over here. Got him. All right, so that'll be a wild brown, small guy, which is good to see the different age classes. Oh, that's great. Let's get the hook at him, take a look at him. Beautiful fish. Love seeing the different age classes. Let's get him out of here. Oh, got him. Got him. Looks like just a little guy. Little brook trout, maybe? Yeah, little brookie. Hit the red quill. Beautiful little fish. Let's get the hook out of him. Nice little brookie, that's great. What is that? Is that a, oh boy, river otter, I think. I don't know if that was a beaver or a river otter. It looked too small to be a beaver. He was cruising. I think that was a river otter. Oh, that's great. That's great. River otters. Ugh. All right, so with the beautiful and historically significant Battenkill River right in front of us, let's quick wrap up for the day. Although we didn't get any of the famed 20-inch plus wild browns on the Battenkill, we did manage to catch, I think, 7, 8, 9, mostly wild browns, couple of brookies mixed in. We fished in kind of the upper reaches, we fished kind of the middle sections, even right before it dumps into New York. The Battenkill, really wonderful stream. I mean, a body of water this big, freestone, not a tailwater, not, you know, limestone spring influence. The fact that it has wild browns, native brook trout, pretty much throughout the entire Vermont length is really impressive. You know, I just got out of the American Fly Fishing Museum. This place is very much steeped in the history, the lore of, you know, American fly fishing. Really impressive stuff. Can't say enough good things about the Battenkill. Really love it up here. Manchester is really wonderful. And speaking of Manchester, let's head back to town.
The architecture of Manchester presents an unusually complete and well-preserved record of the development of a resort community between approximately 1850 and 1925. The Equinox House Historic District encompasses the historic center of the village of Manchester, Vermont. It includes a small group of civic and commercial buildings around the junction of Main Street, or Vermont Route 7A, and Union Street, with the luxurious Equinox House Hotel as its primary focus. The district developed as a tourist destination in the late 1800s and was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1972. This is just a small portion of the broader Manchester Village Historic District. The Equinox Hotel, one of Vermont's few surviving 19th century grand hotels, anchors the west side of the village and is catered to many prominent visitors over its very long history. Among its distinguished guests over the years include Mary Todd Lincoln, as well as former presidents Ulysses S. Grant and Theodore Roosevelt. Not to mention in 1912, while still in office, President Taft was entertained at the Equinox. With bold colonnades marching across the Main Street facade, this building evokes a Greek revival spirit. Across Main Street from the hotel are a number of civic and commercial buildings, all built before 1872. Notable among these buildings are the First Congregation Church, built in 1871, and also the town's tallest building. The church is a rural interpretation of the Gothic Revival style and was built in part with the funds from Franklin Orvis, the owner of the Equinox House. In addition, we have the Bennington County Courthouse, built in 1822. The federal-styled courthouse is painted brick, and although it's rather plain, it has classical elements and is embellished by a large cupola topped with a golden dome. Here we have a statue known as the Soldier's Monument, representing a colonial-era officer. However, the monument was meant to honor all veterans from Manchester, and it was dedicated in 1905. Here we have the Equinox Village Shops. This annex across the street from the hotel was used for many uses over the years, from boarding rooms to a drugstore, a post office, doctor's office, and even a tavern. Next up, we have St. John's Episcopal Church, with its plain projecting portico, truncated tower, and 4 finals. This gives a nod to the Gothic Revival style. Here we have the Charles Orvis Inn, purchased by Charles Orvis in 1883. Here we have the Factory Point National Bank Building, a beautiful edifice right down on Main Street. Taking a stroll down Main Street past the beautiful Victorian-era homes, you can see a variety of architectural styles, including Federal, Greek Revival, and colonial revival. Now, if you'll indulge me for just a few minutes, we'll go on an architectural walking tour of Manchester, Vermont. And then, I promise, we'll get back to catching some nice trout.
So maybe just 15 or 20 minutes south of Manchester, Vermont, we are surrounded by beautiful Green Mountain National Forest, looking at one of the more high-profile, well-known tributaries of the Battenkill River. This should be a native brook trout fishery. Perhaps there's some wild browns mixed in as well. As you can see, water levels are quite elevated. They got a lot of rain up here recently, and they're actually going to get rain later today. There's supposed to be clouds, rain, even some thunderstorms. So the plan is, even though water levels are high, it still looks somewhat fishable. So we're going to fish the main stem primarily, but also we may break off and fish one or two of the tributaries of this tributary, with the idea being the water levels might be a little bit lower, easier to fish, etc. We're going to start out throwing nymphs because of how high the water is. May switch to dries later today if we find good water for that. And anyways, yeah, man, really excited to get started out here. And let's see what happens. All right, so we didn't have any luck nymphing kind of the lower middle stretches of this beautiful but high freestone stream here in the Green Mountain National Forest, but I did come upstream probably 2 or 3 miles closer to the headwaters, tied on a dry, and what do you know, I just got my first bite of the day. Didn't land him, but did get a bite. I'm throwing out a small stimulator. I think it's like orangish, maybe. Kind of got an orange hue to it. But yeah, just had my first bite. Really excited, guys. Couldn't be more excited. It is incredibly buggy, but we're just gonna deal with that and see what happens. Oh, little guy, just a little teeny tiner here, guys. But yeah, let me keep casting. We'll see what happens. Just got a fish. Let's see what we got here, boys. Oh man, this just, frankly, guys, this warms my heart. Wet my hands. We're not even gonna net him. Just a little. Hold on, bud. Hold on. We'll get you right out of here. We're touching him real gingerly. Our hands are so wet, guys. Little teeny tiner, beautiful little brook trout. Hit the orange small size stimulator. Let's get him right out of here. Get out of here, bud. Get out of here. Just got a fish. I think it's another little teeny tiner. Yeah, another little teeny tiner. Again, hit the stimulator. We'll take it. Beautiful little, probably 3-inch native brook trout. We're hoping for some bigger fish, guys, but we will take what we can get. Let's get this little teeny tiner right out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. Just got a fish. Just got a fish. Feels okay. Feels better than the last two. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad if we can freaking get him over here. Got him. All right, so by no means a giant, but a little bit bigger than the teeny tiners we got before. So let's get a hook. Let's get the hook at him and take a look at him. All right, so this is by no means a giant, but compared to the last two dinks, not bad. Probably 4-inch fish. Quick take a look at him. Hands are sopping wet here, guys, as always, real classy on this channel. And he's out of here. He's freaking out of here. That's great for me, guys. Just got another fish. Another teeny tiner. A lot of teeny tiners in here. That's okay. I mean, we'd like to see some other, you know, older age classes, but that's okay. Let's get the hook at him quick here. All right, quick take a look at him. Not a bad little fish. Let's get him out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. All right, so although this is very high gradient and somewhat difficult to fish with the higher water, we have this really nice pool right here. Of course, all the best pools, there's a log or a tree down, but nice deep pool right here. Gonna just cast out a little bit. Oh, got him. Got him. Got him. Try to get him over here. Get him in the net. All right, so another small fish. That's okay. Let's quick get the hook out of him. Take a look at him. Another little guy. Let's get him out of here. Woo! Got another fish. Man, uniformly teeny tiners, dude. Very small fish, but we will certainly take it. We will certainly take it. Let's quick get the hook out of this one. I'm not gonna net him, guys. We're not gonna net him. We're just gonna ethically release him here. Hands are wet, guys. Another little guy. Let's get him out of here. Get out of here, bud. All right, so we left that first tributary behind, one of the more high-profile, well-known, larger tribs of the Battenkill. We just came out to this other tributary. It's a little bit smaller than the last one we were on, probably about half the size. And because we only caught a bunch of dinks on that last stream, we're gonna try fishing here, maybe just for an hour or two. Don't have a lot of time. There's also thunderstorms approaching, so we're just gonna give this a shot for maybe an hour or two, see if we can pick off just a handful more trout. Native brookies. I also think there might be some wild browns in here. Anyways, again, surrounded by Green Mountain National Forest, really gorgeous up here. Let's just see what happens. Very solid brook trout, probably about 5 inches. Nicest so far today. We'll freaking take it. We'll freaking take it. Hold on. Oh, that's so nice, dude. That's so nice. Get out of here, bud. Get out of here. So I'm trying to watch where I step. We have these beautiful little, I think they're newts of some kind, or a salamander. Beautiful. Really cool stuff, guys. Just got a fish, I think. No, we got a fish, but he's under this tree. All right, got him. All right, little guy, another teeny tiner. Lots of teeny tiners today, guys. That's okay. We'll take teeny tiners. Wet my hands, guys. Oh. All right, so let's quick take a look at him. Hit the Royal Wolf. Hope I'm saying that right. Want to be respectful. Beautiful little brookie. Let's get him right out of here, guys. Oh, hook popped right out of him. Super ethical release. Let's just toss him back in. That's great. Oh, got him. Got him. Got him. That's decent. That's decent. For what we've been catching, that's decent. Oh, is that a brown town? Oh, guys, we just got a freaking wild brown. That's great. Let's try to get him in the net here. This will be the nicest fish of the day by far. Woo! Oh man, never been so excited to see a 6-inch wild brown. That's just wonderful for me, guys. So let's get the hook at him. Take a freaking look at him. All right. So compared to the dinks we've been catching all day, this is such a sight for sore eyes. This is probably a 6-inch, maybe 7-inch. Let's say 7-inch wild brown, real sick, beautiful colors. Let's get him out of here. That's so great for me. See you later, bud. See you later. Ah, that's great. Just got what feels like a decent fish. Not huge, but oh, we still got him. Still got him. Still got him. Thought we lost him. That looks like a decent brookie. Got him. Oh, nope, didn't get him. Got him. All right, so not bad, nothing crazy. Probably about 5 inches. We will certainly take it. Oh, that's actually a great fish. All right, so this is literally what we've been hoping for all day. Probably 6-inch. Let's even say 7, but it's not. It's 6. Native brook trout here in the Green Mountain National Forest, southern Vermont. This is what you want, guys. Let's get him out of here. He's really feisty and has a lot of vigor, but as I've said many times, we really appreciate that on this channel specifically. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous brookie. That's what you want. Let's get him right out of here. Awesome. All right, we just got a fish. Little brookie, we'll take it. A lot of little brooks in here. We'll certainly take it. Probably good 3-4 incher. Not the smallest. Certainly not the smallest today. Really nice. Let's get him right out of here. That's great. A lot of different age classes. We love age classes on this channel, so that's great. That's great. All right, yeah, nice brookie. Probably not quite as big as the last one. Probably a solid 5 or 6 inches. Yeah, that's great. So let's get the freaking hook out of him. Take a look at him. That's awesome. We got some, although it's sunny, we got some storm clouds rolling in. We might be getting out of here soon. All right, so our second genuinely solid native brook trout, probably 6-7 inches. It's bigger than I thought. Maybe bigger than the last one. Ooh,
That's great. That's great. Let's get him right out of here. See you later, bud. See you later. All right, so we're gonna quick wrap up for today. So as we are surrounded by Green Mountain National Forest, we were able to, we kind of cheated. We did fish two distinct tributary streams of the Battenkill River. Overall, I think we caught 10, 11, 12, mostly brook trout, a lot of teeny tiners, but there were a couple, 6, 7 inch native brooks in there as well. In addition, we caught a nice wild brown, probably 7 or 8 inches. I can't say enough good things about southern Vermont, the Green Mountain National Forest area, Manchester itself. Interesting history, really beautiful architecture, tons of public access. It's really lovely up here. The mountains, the scenery, the small towns, it really has it all. So with that said, I think that's all we got from this stream.
From all of us here at Trout Towns, and by all of us, I sadly just mean myself, we'd like to thank you for watching today's episode. If you have any other trout towns you'd like me to visit, please drop me a comment in the comment section of this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and would like to see me visit other trout towns across this great country, please consider subscribing to the Traveling Trout Co channel to give my life meaning. Also, go ahead and tap that like button. Just give it a tap. Trout Towns, brought to you by Traveling Trout Co, a company that's not really a company in any meaningful or significant way. Stay trouty, folks.